like that one tool that they use to find water. What is that?
Is that the weird Y-looking piece of wood or whatever?
No, it's the two metal
I thought
bars
those were for finding ghosts.
That's what I thought too.
Maybe too.
No, I'm thinking of Y.
Yeah.
Where it's like a stick in the Y shape and you hold it here and then it points and it like guides
you.
you towards water.
There's no way that works.
Yeah, it does.
Call BS.
I bet you that led to a lot of really stupid deaths.
What are you talking about? What's this Y thing?
Why are you staring at me?
Why?
It's him.
Oh, am I leading? That's what I thought. Oh, my bad.
Well, here we go.
Oh, I fumbled it. I
Cam
fumbled
lobbed it up for the spike, and
loved
these
it.
two over here going,
Oh, he's got it. We're the
I
outfilders.
served it up on a platter.
We're the two outfielders just going, oh, he's got it. And then it just lands right between both
right in
of
the
us.
middle of us.
Well, welcome back to Five's a Crowd. As you can tell, we're not professionals here. We may not get all of our facts right, but tonight, facts don't really matter because all we've got are deaths to talk about. Today, because it's so close to Halloween, I thought it would be awesome and hilarious to talk about the craziest ways people have died. So this episode is about Darwin Awards.
That's where your lead-in was going.
Oh my
It just clicked.
Oh, no.
Oh my
welcome
gosh.
to the episode.
Well, I'll be your host this evening. My name is Austin. I'm surrounded by my four best friends. Cam.
Hey.
Chris.
Hello.
There you go. Tony.
Hey.
And Zach.
I was going to try to wait till the end.
Well.
The end
I'm
of
sorry.
what? The episode?
Yep. And here he is.
Thanks for being part of this crowd. Hey, guys.
Till he was done.
I've got one
Announcing
here.
people.
A Darwin Award that I think is absolutely hilarious.
I don't know. I think I got one better.
I mean,
won't know.
here we go. Here's the thing. We will crown the person who finds the best Darwin Award.
Okay.
By vote. We'll vote at
okay.
the very end.
Okay.
Deal?
Deal.
Because I'm going to start us off with a banger. Okay?
I've got a banger too.
This one's called...
Pun intended.
Prove it.
Oh, by the way, this one might be explicit,
Okay.
right?
We'll
like
see.
some of these, like this, like if you got little kid ears, maybe pop in the headphones. We'll try not to be too crude, but I'm not going to hold back because here comes the first one. This one's called Shit a Brick.
Yeah, maybe definitely get the headphones now.
All right.
Did we explain what a Darwin Award is?
Oh yes, sorry.
Yeah,
So,
you did. I thought you did.
I think we talked about it once
mean-
briefly in a different video.
No, I thought just right at the first. I thought you said a Darwin Award is
Yeah, kind of like
crazy
the,
deaths,
the craziest
stupid
death.
deaths.
There you go.
Do you want to? Is there a more?
Self-inflicted.
Well, I was just saying, like, what the word Darwin Award even comes from.
Oh, go for
Like
it.
the
Yes.
fact that
well,
it was-
I had to ask you this a while ago. Remember?
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, I almost
remember now.
punched you in the face. Go ahead. Cam.
So it's honoring Charles Darwin,
Good night.
the father of evolution. A Darwin Award commemorates those who improve our gene pool by removing themselves from it in a spectacular way.
I like it.
There you go. And so, here we go. Mine.
Engaged.
Shit a brick. So,
I've almost died from one of those.
A brick or the other thing?
The other thing.
the act of, right?
The act of, yes.
So, this one, a 20-year-old man arrived at the emergency room complaining of rectal pain. You don't say. Abdominal films revealed that a radiopaque object was in his lower rectum.
A radio what?
Radiopaque? I don't know, dude.
know
I'm
what
not
that
a
is.
doctor. Probably an x-ray. A spherical radiolucency was noted in the upper pole of the mass. Now, upon questioning, the patient said, and get this, that he and his friend had been fooling around, and after stirring a batch of concrete, you see where this is going?
No.
The patient laid on his back with his feet up against the wall while his friend poured the slurry
Oh my gosh.
through a funnel right into his rectum. Kapow!
My gosh.
Under general anesthesia, the mass was delivered without incident Examination of the specimen revealed that the perfect concrete cast of the rectum measuring I don't want to know the size of his rectum. Anyway,
No, you gotta finish.
12 by 7 by 5 centimeters and weighing 275 grams. A layer of concrete was chipped off the upper part of the specimen while revealing a white plastic ping pong ball. The radiolucency observed in the abdominal ray. So
he didn't die then?
I mean, I don't understand. This was a Darwin Award. I thought he would die, but it sounds like he lived.
I don't think Darwins are necessarily deaths.
They call them, don't they call them honorable mentions?
Oh, maybe.
If they don't die.
Oh, maybe that's what this one is. So
Still.
it says the cement was an attempt to retrieve the ping pong ball. Blood alcohol level was negative. The attending physician recommended a psychiatric consultation, but the patient declined. So get that.
Imagine that.
He shoved a ping pong ball up there, and their idea to get it out was to make a cement cast to retrieve it.
Did they get it?
Yes.
After surgery.
After surgery.
They didn't just leave it in there. Let you keep this souvenir.
Okay, well, he didn't die, so maybe that negates my entry.
So
But
it
Still.
solid foundation.
Cur-
See, that's a good joke. That's a good joke.
That's a good one.
You got one.
You got right to the bottom of that one.
Oh. Dude, we might need to do more of these. This is already fun.
So, dad jokes.
It had
ago.
time to set in his rectum before he went to the hospital.
I guess so.
Yeah, maybe it was quick
Quick read.
setting. Quick read.
Quick read.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna say my jokes anymore. I'm subconscious.
You're subconscious, self-conscious.
Subconsciously self-conscious.
All right, Zach, you're up.
All
You
right.
said you had a good one. Let's hear it.
I do got a good one. It's called the Double Darwin.
Oh,
Okay.
Double?
This guy died twice.
Oh,
Probably
you
did.
can have this one.
Did you have it?
You're good.
Are you sure?
Go.
Okay. So it says, let's break each down really quick. Sex in a car? Check. Parking that car near the freeway? Check.
Oh my god.
Heavy fog? Check. Actually parking that car on the freeway? Check.
No. Dude was doing it in the back of a car, in the middle of the freeway in the fog.
A young couple in Brazil was driving along the Via Dutra, the largest and most busy freeway in all of Brazil. Just before 6 a.m. and apparently time for a quickie. They pulled into the right lane, not the shoulder, the lane. And they parked the car, figuring that they'd get away with it because it was so foggy that no one would be able to see what they were doing, and started going at it. A cargo truck ran into them at full speed, and they were both killed instantly. I guess the silver lining here is at least one of them went out doing something that they loved.
Oh, no.
Hey-o. One of them.
Let's take a guess who.
Yeah.
Wow. Dang. That's crazy. I can't believe you just parked in
That
the
wasn't the
middle
one I was gonna say.
of the freeway.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what was the... because of the two people.
Yeah, the double.
Got you,
Yeah, the
got
two.
you,
Yeah.
got you. Dang. Do we have time frames? Like, is there a year? When did this happen?
No, it doesn't say anything about it. It just says it's down in Brazil.
Wow.
Jeez.
That's
Crazy. Hey, who's next?
I'm gonna do the enema within. This is actually a fairly famous Darwin Award and something that should stop anyone reading this from ever butt chugging. If you know what butt
Yes.
chugging is,
The
actually.
one I just mentioned was cement.
if you're okay, yeah.
It was a little harder to
So
do.
if you're not familiar, butt chugging is the act of ingesting alcohol through one's lower intestine, mainly by either taking an alcohol enema or soaking a tampon in alcohol and
gosh.
sitting on it. The problem is that the lower intestine is a direct shot to the bloodstream. So the award goes out to an alcoholic in Texas who wasn't the type to butt chug normally, but was forced, to imbibe imbibe his booze that way after a throat injury made it too painful for him to swallow.
So the bro spread his butt cheeks because it was too hard to swallow beer.
So his wife had the perfect solution.
It's key.
And that solution was vodka. Was it vodka? Please say it was vodka.
gosh.
That'd be great.
Though through a wine enema. Wine.
Wine?
I was hoping it would be a Heineken.
I don't like it. Heineken.
Heineken.
Okay.
Should have been Everclear.
All right.
You really want to be efficient here.
After the first try, this Texan was hooked and was soon begging his wife to stick tubes up his buttocks while he lay prone and got absolutely blotto.
Oh gosh.
my
On his last night of chugging, he actually had over 100 fluid ounces, 1.5 liters of sherry in his colon.
Wow.
While most people would puke and pass out and thus save themselves from alcohol poisoning, after he passed out, he ended up absorbing the rest of the alcohol. According to toxicology reports, his blood alcohol level was almost 0.5, which is typically the threshold of death, with 0.4 being the threshold for a coma.
What? So 0.08 was the legal limit. Now it's 0.05?
0.5.
0.05.
Yes.
Oh.
So
0.05.
Yeah.
So
10 times.
he was 10 times that.
Yeah.
Wow. Dang, dude was hammered. Or you could say he was shit-faced.
Oh my
Get it? Because
gosh.
they put it up his butt.
Yeah.
Shit comes from there.
Yeah. What about his face?
Shit comes from there.
It doesn't because he had a sore throat.
Okay. Anyone else? What you got there,
So
Cam?
gross.
I see you.
I'm trying to find a real good one. Because
Now that
like,
it's a
there's still a lot
competition.
of stupid ones, but I want like funny stupid.
Oh man. There was one I read. I'll give the short version of it. This he was military. So apparently in the military, and I want to say I can't remember what branch of the military they said it was, but he was on a helicopter, biggest one, I guess, in America, or maybe biggest one ever. It's more of a cargo helicopter. But these military men would perform what they call a Superman, where they would make a makeshift harness and then hang out the cargo gate of the helicopter and have this harness. So they're literally allowing, because these helicopters are known to go well over 100 miles an hour. And so they would hang out the gate with this harness and then pose like Superman, one fist out in front of them, the other one kind of hanging on to the harness long enough to allow their other people to take pictures and everything. And they call it the Superman.
Yeah.
So stupid already. But
I mean, stupid or epic.
I'd try it.
If he lives,
Epic. If he doesn't, here we are.
so he goes to do the Superman. The harness starts to come loose, ends up making its way up over the shoulders. He grabs onto it. So now he's just hanging on to it, both hands, right? His fellow men in the helicopter asking him if he's okay. He lets go with one hand to give him the okay sign.
no.
Ends up slipping, falling 150 feet to his death. Here's the best part. He is classified as like died in action type thing. And so he is classified as that he died as a hero, like most of our veterans who pass away in the line of duty. But here he is doing the Superman. And
So he died as a superhero.
Wow.
Superman became super effed real quick.
yeah. So
Dang.
but the thing is so the pilots claim they didn't see because the cargo was in the way. I think colonel or like top guy, he found out that these guys have been doing this for like over 10 years.
Jeez.
It's just this thing they do.
So he wanted to try it out.
You put a
Superman.
quick kibosh on that. He
It's
was like,
not
nope.
more like super bleeder.
Yeah.
That reminds me of, I want to say it was a comedian that shared this story. And so maybe you guys might be able to, I'm gonna butcher the story, I'll be honest. So there's a story of a family-owned helicopter business out of California that would give you helicopter tours of the Bay Area. The father passed away just due to old age, and the son inherited it, but he didn't really want to do it. And on his first flight ever of doing these tours, well, of giving the tour, I should say, not his first flight, but his first giving of the tour, this old man in the back didn't tell, like, obviously he's not going to tell him, but his idea was to commit suicide.
Oh, jeez.
So as they're flying out over the bay, he's giving this tour, and all of a sudden he looks back and there's nobody back there. Like, he just jumped. Turns out, like, I can't remember how high up in the air he was, but he was really high. The dude ended up having, I guess, like some sort of terminal cancer or something like that. Hit the water, but survived.
Oh, that sucks.
So then he had to be taken to the hospital for like a ton of different broken bones, and then ended up dying in the hospital like way later through all that pain and agony. When he wanted to just end it, bam.
He should have just jumped a tad bit higher. No?
Too dark, Tony. Too dark. We're here talking about the Darwin Awards, okay? No, I'm just kidding. Do you guys, does that story ring?
I don't.
You don't know that story? I swear there was like a comedian sharing. It was probably Tosh, because I think he then cracked some jokes about it,
probably.
saying how it was just
Oh man.
funny how he died.
Here's a good one.
Yeah.
It's called the Darwin Awards Mystery.
Okay.
Okay. So cab driver, this is June of 2007. Cab driver's driving up. It's just before sunrise. Sees two naked people in the middle of the road.
Were they on the freeway in Brazil?
No.
Oh.
Different story.
I feel a theme.
So he calls it in. These people are taken to the hospital. Investigators come in. They're all baffled at what's going on, why these people died, because it makes no sense. It doesn't look like they were struck by a car. It doesn't look like they were beaten to death, anything. Basically, all they saw was just badly bruised, and that was about it. No foul play, no nothing. Upon further investigation, the building where they found the mat, up top on the roof, there was a pair of clothes nicely folded up. These two started getting busy on top of the roof, fell off the roof.
Oh my god!
In the middle of doing it.
From the window
To the floor.
There's no wall. We're on the roof.
Oh my gosh. The best part is, you want to know what the last name of one of the people was?
Balls.
Tumbleston.
And tumble they did.
That's awesome.
This one's just kind of ironic. So in 2008, 46-year-old David Monk was on holiday in Sardinia, Italy, with a group of friends, and after having a few beers one evening, they decided that they were going to steal one of the padded mats that go around the bottom of the ski lift, like poles, and they were going to take it up the mountain and use it as like a sled, basically.
Ah, smart.
So they did it, right? They do it. They take it up the mountain. They get on it. They come flying down the mountain, only to run into the very pole that they took it off of, where he died instantly.
Died instantly?
Yes.
Dude, that's instant karma.
Like, he literally ran into it right after they took it, and he was done. And his friend's like, you know what? He was a brilliant guy in an interview.
Really?
Yeah, he wasn't.
Yeah,
really.
sledding is dangerous.
You tell him about it.
I didn't die.
Just broke your ankle.
The other one, the helmet protester. In July of 2011, a man in Onondaga, New York, was leading a protest against people having to wear helmets on motorcycles.
No.
And he was one of the lead protesters. So he drove his motorcycle in the protest, ended up flying over his handlebars, and died instantly.
Jeez.
What?
Yeah. During the protest.
Oh.
So I heard of one. This one's kind of.
I feel like that's karma almost.
This one's
Yeah.
graphic, but Austin's story reminded me of it.
Okay.
This
I'm
guy.
intrigued already. Okay, let's go.
This guy. I don't remember details as far as his name or anything like that, but this guy liked to pleasure himself by putting things up his bum.
Okay. Cement?
Not cement.
Oh, okay.
He decided one day to try out a plunger.
Oh.
So he needed to support the plunger, if that's how you want to say it. So he decides, takes it in the bathtub, sticks the plunger to the bathroom floor,
As one would do.
as one would do, and squats over the plunger,
As one would do.
as one would do. Begins to pleasure himself.
As one would do.
Go ahead. I
Splinters
don't like
and
where
all.
this is going.
His feet slip out from under him.
Oh, dear me.
Where did it go?
Oh.
In his throat.
As one would do.
I know.
He died of internal bleeding.
Did he really?
No
Yeah.
problem.
Is this
In
a
his
true story?
bathtub.
True story.
Yes.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Oh, I'm so uncomfortable now.
It's hard to swallow, isn't it?
Yikes. Could you just, okay. This is where my mind goes.
Uh-oh.
Imagine.
No.
Imagine that you have no idea your friend, family member is into this kind of thing.
Oh.
And you walk in on it.
Oh gosh.
Could you imagine? Like, I hope I don't die in a stupid way.
It's
And I hope if I do, I hope you guys cover my tracks.
Delete your browser history.
this is way past
Whatever
that.
it is, you fix it.
Make it look like he was trying to plunger the drain.
Yeah. Somehow it went down his.
Why
Oh
is
my
he
gosh.
naked? And how did it get up his bum? So there's another one I remember. Again, I'm sorry, it's graphic. Putting things in stuff. But it was a woman, and she was a nymphomaniac.
Okay.
But she was kind of sick of the same old stuff. So she goes to the produce section of her grocery store, decides to buy a nice looking carrot, and takes it home. She peels the carrot, right? Makes it nice and smooth.
Didn't want to get any dirt in there.
She misses a spot on the carrot though, and somehow the skin of the carrot was sharp enough, ends up cutting her vaginal wall,
Oh my God.
allows air inside of her
Oh!
body, and she dies.
Oh my gosh. Isn't that
Only the good
embolism
die
or
young.
I don't know what it's
Jeez
called,
Louise.
A carrot, huh?
I believe it was it was either a carrot or
It was a carrot.
okay.
It was a carrot.
Gross.
They're a little more rigid.
Here's another one for you off the same show.
That's where most of my material's coming from tonight.
Right.
Just saying.
So there was a guy who liked to get high off of his own meth or whatever you call it.
Methane.
Methane. There you go. So
Huh?
he would methane.
Is that possible?
How do you get high off that?
So what? You fart into a bucket.
Time for science.
That ain't right.
You fart into a bucket, close the lid, and what he would do is
Basically hotbox himself.
yes.
Farts?
So what he did is if I remember it right, he was basically trying to save up for the ultimate one. And he just kept farting into this for like a month or two straight.
Oh my gosh.
And just letting it stew in there and letting it go. Well, the gas in there turned into like a poisonous gas. And he opened it up and took a big old... And he died.
Really? So you're telling me we're killing each other slowly in this
Man.
room?
If you let it sit there and stew enough.
In this very room, we're killing each other?
That reminded me
Wow.
of something I did to Alden.
Oh no.
We were on
He's
a long
fine.
car ride. Dad got bored. I had an almost empty water bottle. I had an idea. I had to fart. I took the lid off. I just put it there and farted and shut the lid. And I pretended I was like, oh, this water smells weird. Alden, smell this. He opens the lid. He's all, that's your butt. I'm a jerk.
You could have poisoned him.
My
It was
dad
fresh.
used to always throw farts at me. He'd fart into his
yeah.
hand and then put it in my face.
Yeah.
Fart dart.
Oh man.
I got one here for you. In 1998, Paderborn, Germany, an overzealous zookeeper, Frederick Reisfeld, fed his constipated elephant, Stefan.
Stephanie or Stefan?
Stefan?
I know a guy named
Stefan.
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 22 doses of animal laxative
Oh,
and
good.
more than
Yes.
a bushel of berries, figs, and prunes before the plugged up pachyderm finally let it fly
My goodness.
and suffocated the keeper under 200 pounds of elephant.
Shit hit the
Excrement.
fan. Out the wall.
Wow.
Could you imagine
gosh.
suffocating under 200 pounds of crap?
Oh, that'd be horrible.
Investigators say ill-fated Frederick, 46, was attempted to give the ailing elephant an olive oil enema when the relieved beast unloaded on him like a dump truck full of mud.
Wow.
Wow.
That'd be a crappy way to go, huh? Come on. I'll get you guys one time. One day it'll happen.
Here's one for you.
I laugh at me.
How about a failed frame up?
Okay.
Okay. So March of 2005, you got a 19-year-old kid who finds a bottle of booze missing from his liquor cabinet. Decided that it was his neighbor who must have stolen it. So he goes and yells at his neighbor, blames him for it, getting extremely upset at him and everything. Returns to his apartment, still stewing about the theft, just completely upset about it. So, what does he decide to do? He decides he's going to frame his neighbor for a stabbing.
What?
So, yeah. So what he does is he goes into the bathroom, calls 911, says, "Please help, my neighbor has stabbed me."
Oh my
Please help.
gosh.
Oh no.
Well,
No way. He stabs himself to death.
he then exits the bathroom, suddenly bleeding profusely from his chest.
He stabbed me in the heart.
The neighbor screams, all while, what are you doing? Why did you do this? And this guy's name's Christopher, by the way, who stabbed himself. And he says, basically,
right.
Christopher started to scream and plead for his life. Passed out, died. Okay. Apparently, he had stabbed himself in the chest twice.
Oh my.
First time was non-life threatening.
Did he think he missed?
And he thought that it wasn't incriminating enough to think that his neighbor was trying to stab him. So he went for a second plunge.
Oh my gosh.
This time hitting, where is it? It pierced his left ventricular.
Ventricular.
There you go. Thank you. And only had 2 minutes to live. Here's the best part about it.
The neighbor gets
So-
arrested.
No. The neighbor
Found the one.
gets away with it because
Because he didn't do it.
his other neighbor witnessed this guy stab himself twice and told the cops, "I witnessed the whole thing. He did it in his bathroom."
Oh my
Why is he peeping in the bathroom?
It's the
What's he
apartment
doing in there?
complex,
You stabbing yourself?
apartment complex or something, but
Reminds me of Scream.
I think you caught me too deep, man. I'm dying here.
Dying here, man.
My mom and dad.
There's another guy. There's this other guy who believed that he was immortal and that his family ancestors, this guy in Thailand, believed that his family ancestors would protect him. And he would put on shows where he would, like, I guess, I don't know, hurt himself and he would be fine. Well, at this one big show to prove that he was immortal, he stabbed himself in the chest and bled out in front of everybody and died.
Jeez.
Dang.
As what happened?
As one would, derive from being stabbed in the chest.
I found an interesting one. Let's see, I'm going to say this wrong, but Braunau am Inn, a town in Austria bordered by Germany, is famous for two people. One, Adolf Hitler was born there. And two was Hans Steininger, the town's mayor in the 16th century. This guy was known for having a very well-groomed, long beard. It was 4.5 feet.
Wow.
This beard was. He would keep it well-groomed, and he would keep it in his pocket to help keep it out of the way and everything. Well, ends up that, let's see, where was he? He was, in the inn. It ended up catching fire. Everybody running around in panic. He was amongst the people. In the panic, his beard came out of his pocket. He ended up tripping on it while trying to go down the stairs, fell down the stairs, and broke his neck.
Oh my gosh.
Therefore, the only person who's ever died by his own beard.
Right?
Wow.
What? Oh, gosh.
Dang. He became his own hazard. That's crazy. I've got one. It's a long one, but I feel like it'd be pretty good.
Go for it.
It's called Misadventure at the Metallica concert.
No.
I figured this would pique Tony's interest. It's a long one, so bear with me.
Metallica.
Oh, don't start a fight. 1996, police in
Your smile instantly
Georgetown.
went away. Hold on.
1996, police in George, Washington, the state, issued a report on the events leading up to the death of Robert Ulenake. I'll just call him Robert. And his friend Ormond Young, a 27, at a Friday night Metallica concert. Robert and they use their last names. Dang it. Okay, Ulenake, whatever his name is. Let's call him You. You and Young were found at the George Amphitheater after the show. You was in a pickup. I can't use you either. Ulenake. We'll just go with it.
You or him?
Who was on first?
Ulenake
What is on second?
was in a pickup that was on top of Young. Hold up. What? I misread this the first go. Ulenake was in a pickup that was on top of Young at the bottom of a 20-foot drop. What happened? Okay. I read
That's what we're trying to figure out.
I feel like this is one of those movies where they show you the last 20 minutes and then say like 2 weeks earlier.
Yeah. Young was found with severe lacerations, numerous fractures, contusions, and a branch in his anal cavity. He was also found to have been stabbed in his pants where a tree... What?
What is going on?
He also had been stabbed, and his pants were in a tree above him, some 15 feet off the ground. What is happening here? Okay. Man, the mental image is just coming to me here. Okay, here we go.
It's the wedgie of a lifetime.
Yeah. According to the commissioner in charge, Appleton, Ulenake and Young had tried to get the tickets for the sold-out concert. When they were unable to get any tickets, the two decided to stay in the parking lot and drink. Once the show began, and after the two had consumed 18 beers between the two of them, they hit upon the idea of scaling the 7-foot wooded security fence around the perimeter and sneaking in. They apparently moved the truck up to the edge of the fence and decided that Young would be the first to go over and assist Ulanake. They did not count on the fact that while it was a 7-foot fence on their side, there was a 23-foot drop on the other.
Oh, no.
Young, who weighed 255 pounds and was quite inebriated, jumped up and over the fence and promptly fell about half the distance before a large tree branch broke his fall and his left forearm. He also managed to get his shorts caught up on the branch. Since he was now in great pain and had no way to extricate himself, his shorts from the tree. He decided to cut his shorts off and fall to the bushes below. Hold on, there's a lot more. Just imagine 2 drunks, okay? This is great.
Boy.
As soon as he cut the last bit of fabric holding him onto the branch, he suddenly plummeted the rest of the way down, losing his grip on the knife. The bushes he had depended on to break his fall were actually holly bushes, and landing in them caused massive number of cuts. He also had the misfortune of landing squarely on a holly bush branch, effectively impaling himself.
Oh.
The knife, which he had accidentally released 15 feet up, now landed and stabbed him in his left thigh, where he was in tremendous pain.
Gosh.
Enter the friend Robert. This is only part 1, guys. This is only part 1. And here comes Ulanake to save the day. Okay. Ulanake had observed this series of tumbles and realized that his friend Young was in trouble. He hit upon the idea of lowering the rope to his friend and pulling him up over the fence. This was complicated by the fact that Ulanake was outweighed by his friend by a good 100 pounds. Happily, despite his drunken state, they realized he could use their truck to pull Young up and out. Unfortunately, because of his drunken state, Ulanake put the truck in reverse rather than into drive. He broke through the fence, landing on Young, killing him. Ulanake was then thrown from the truck and subsequently died of internal injuries. So that is how a dead 255-pound man with no pants on, with a truck on top of him and a stick up his ass came to be.
Oh my God.
Wow. That was a roller coaster.
Jeez.
I don't know if we're going to top that one tonight, boys. That's a crazy story.
I've got one, but it's not going to top that. I don't know if you can. But Marco, a 55-year-old man from Croatia, was struggling to keep his chimney clean. So using parts from his workshop, he thought that he had found the perfect solution. He lowered the chimney cleaning brush from the top of the chimney with the help of a chain and cleaned it that way. However, the brush was dangling there without any weight to actually assist it in pushing against the soot and filth. So Marco thought that he would add a weight to the chain to assist in the scraping process. The only problem was that it happened to be a hand grenade.
What?
Who has a hand grenade? You don't have a rock, you got a hand grenade. What's going on here? When the man turned on the welding apparatus. What? The welding apparatus.
This is all to clean a chimney?
Yeah. Coupled with the fire and heat, the grenade exploded. I don't know if you know this, but you get it hot, it's going to blow up.
Tends to blow up.
They do.
The blast, as they tend to do. The blast actually shot shrapnel through Marco, the wall, and into the windshield of a parked car outside his house.
Good gracious.
The chimney remained untouched.
No way.
After all that, didn't get the chimney clean.
Sucks.
Why does he have a hand grenade? He's like, this is a good idea.
Goodness gracious.
Oh my gosh. Wow. I mean, maybe you said it was in Croatia.
No.
Maybe they just have hand grenades laying around.
They could.
I don't know.
So this one,
Army surplus.
This one happened not too far out in Austria, back in 2004. The
Put
manager of
another shrimp on the barbie,
not
mate.
even no.
This is Arnold.
Dumb and Dumber. Come on.
I get the reference.
Do you, Zach? Do you?
Oh my gosh. Well, anyways, the manager of an apartment complex was surprised to find legs of a corpse sticking out of a tenant's window.
Oh, dang.
Police entered the apartment and found the deceased man's head soaking in a sink full of hot water. Apparently, the out-of-work Austrian had returned home after a night of drinking and drugs when he decided to slip through the kitchen window. The window, which was fixed at the base and tilted out, gave him just enough room to squeeze in his head through as far as the sink before he got stuck. While flailing around and trying to escape, he accidentally turned on the hot tap water, which he then drowned in. Police officers don't understand why he didn't just turn the water off or why he didn't go in through the front door as his keys were in his pocket.
No way.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Jugs, man.
Man, there were unicorns on the porch trying to kill us.
They were gonna F me up, man.
I thought for sure I'd be okay in the water with the gills on the side of my head.
You sound like you've done drugs before, Tony.
No.
I'm just kidding.
Nope.
Let's see here. Anyone else got one?
This one should be good.
Okay.
I mean, the title seems good. Mile High Club Failure.
Oh.
He took the airplane down with him, huh?
Well, it happened in Florida.
Got sucked out
If that's any indication of where this is
sucked out
going.
of the toilet.
This account of an aircraft is quoted directly from the National Transportation Safety Board report,
Okay.
with comments added in brackets for clarity. So the private pilot and the pilot-rated passenger, so two pilots, were going to practice simulated instrument flight. Witnesses observed the airplane's right wing fail in a dive and crash. Examination of the wreckage and bodies revealed that both occupants were partially clothed, and at the front the front right seat was in the full aft reclining position. The pilots had converted the co-pilot seat to a bed. Neither body showed evidence of seatbelts or shoulder harnesses being worn as they were lying on the bed. Examination of the individual's clothing revealed no evidence of ripping or distress to the zippers and belts, as in the clothes were taken off voluntarily.
Oh, is that what that means?
Oh.
I didn't
The
understand
National
that.
Transportation Safety Board determines the probable cause of the accident as follows. The pilot in command's improper in-flight decision to divert her attention to other activities not related to the conduct of flight. In parentheses, the pilot and co-pilot were having sex and nobody was flying the plane. Contributing to the accident was the exceeding of the design limits of the airplane, leading to a wing failure.
Wow. My guy. What a guy. All I can get is the mental image of when somehow like they're doing it
Someone
kicks the joystick, it goes into a nosedive, and all of a sudden they're just hitting like ceiling floor like partially naked. He probably like stubs his crotch on something. Like
pops it.
he probably liked it. I don't know.
Must have been a hard landing.
Oh man.
Oh.
That was a good one.
No, it wasn't.
They
was
came
great.
down real fast.
I like them. I'll take them.
Here's one for you. This one's off of Most Intelligent Darwin Awards.
Most intelligent?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Is there such thing?
It's basically highly intelligent people.
Okay.
Okay. So this one is a lawyer, highly respected lawyer outside of Toronto. His name is Gary Hoy. Basically, he is now remembered for his most embarrassing death.
Got it.
Out of anything now.
Love it.
While attending a reception for new students, Hoy decided to demonstrate the strength of boardrooms' unbreakable windows by throwing himself against them.
Oh, no.
According to witnesses, Hoy would often do this stunt to impress visitors, but would normally bounce harmlessly off the glass. Done it many of times. Huh. Indeed, tempting fate, he had already performed the trick once that night decided to do it again, threw himself against the window, and it proved to not be indestructible.
No.
He fell 24 stories to his death.
Oh my gosh, this reminds me of a video I just saw the other day of someone what do they call that? Where that demonstration, a live demonstration. The person's up giving this presentation, and all of a sudden this guy comes in from stage left with a knife and just goes right for the chest. Stabs him right in the chest, and he's wearing like some sort of body armor. So basically, he's giving a presentation on this armor.
Is this Elon Musk?
No, but this guy enters in and like for shock value starts stabbing, and he can't. But the entire time I was watching, it was just like, it's not gonna work. It's gonna fail. But it worked. It worked. He was fine. But
Have you ever seen the guy? I've seen a video similar to that of guys testing out bulletproof glass. And the dude gets behind a windshield, and another guy shoots it with an AK.
Oh,
and same thought. I'm like, this guy's gonna get blown away. But the glass worked. Probably sold a buttload of it. But it was terrifying. I'm like,
Yeah.
that is so stupid.
there is no reason to put yourself in harm's way just to.
Put a dummy in there.
Yeah,
we'll see if it blows up.
Right?
Yeah. Anyway, jeez. Okay, I've got one if no one else does.
I've got one, but go for it.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Are you sure? This one's pretty good.
Okay, I'll go first.
This one's pretty good.
So I found another one that's from way back in the day. The year is 1597.
15
1597.
horse and buggy, yeah.
Tycho Brahe, if I'm Brahe, yeah, a Danish astronomer. He is from a very noble family. This family was raised to be extremely polite. Okay, so leaving out all the nitty-gritty details, he goes to a banquet in Prague, and because he was raised to be so polite, he didn't want to excuse himself to go pee because he thought it would be impolite. So he waited until the banquet was over to go. By this point, he had gotten a terrible infection, which made it so he couldn't pee normally and ended up dying 11 days later.
Just because he held onto his pee?
Yep.
Is that accurate? I've heard
They didn't have antibiotics back then.
I've heard that
So
if
an
you hold
infection.
onto your pee so long, it eventually makes its way around and goes out the other end.
Really?
Wait, which end? The butt?
Yeah, the butt.
You butt pee?
You butt pee.
I didn't think.
What? I don't know, man. That's something I heard. It might have been something I heard when I was in elementary, and I've just believed it as fact since because that's fact. I don't know if it's fact, really. Don't quote me on that.
Can I go for one before you go
You
for your good
bet.
one?
Me too.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
I think if you're claiming your good one, I think it might win the night. So I wanted.
Oh, I haven't really. I mean, that's pretty. Go ahead.
Okay, so this is another one on the intelligence list. You got to, let's see. While working in a geology lab, a scientist named James was bothered by a wasp's nest. He decided that the best thing for it was the powerful suction of his Dirt Devil vacuum cleaner. Once all the wasps were safely inside, he was faced with the problem of killing the bees without letting them out. Okay. So he decides what he's going to do next is turn the vacuum back on and start spraying Raid into the suction of the vacuum.
No. Oh, no.
Unfortunately, what he didn't realize is that vacuums generate heat. And the Dirt Devil ignited the flammable aerosol can, burning his facial hair, number one. And then it also bursted the bag open with the bees in it.
Really?
The bees that survived
Not the bees.
stung him to death.
No way.
Gosh.
Yep.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, jeez.
I can't think of a worse way to die.
Right?
Gross.
Plunger would suck.
That's true. Okay. The plunger would suck.
Especially depending on how old it is. Might be a little splintery.
Oh, God.
Don't put that. No.
Spy versus self. Fabio, 28, left the family ostrich business for a new career as a truck driver, but his interests were more eclectic than the average ostrich farming truck driver. Relaxing one evening with his friends at the pub, Fabio shifted the conversation to his new interest in spy gadgets. He pulled an ordinary-looking pen out of his pocket and explained that it was actually a single-shot pistol. To demonstrate, he pointed it at his head and clicked the button.
Why?
The cleverly disguised gadget worked perfectly, sending a fatefully fatal 22 caliber bullet into Fabio's left occipital lobe.
Dang.
Now, why would you demonstrate by pointing it at yourself?
The lesson, people, you don't point a loaded weapon at anything.
Unless you
That
plan
you're not
on
willing to
killing
destroy.
it. Yes. Oh my goodness.
I don't like. There's so many questions with that story.
Oh, gosh.
It's true. Oh gosh.
Any others?
Go for it.
This one, I skimmed, so I don't exactly know where this one's heading. Exactly?
Are we going to take the cake on this one?
Huh?
You going to take the cake on this
I
one?
probably
We'll
not.
find out.
Probably not. I don't know, man. That Metallica concert one was pretty prime. Okay, so this one's called Priapism. Takes a. I'm not going to say the next word. I'm just going to let you guys enjoy the ride. Okay.
Preaxism?
Priapism.
Priapism?
Whatever that means. Doctors warn of a dangerous new method of cocaine abuse.
Sticking it up your butt?
Injecting the drug directly
gosh.
into the urinary tract.
Oh.
Physicians from the New York Hospital Cornell Medical Center reported that the case of a 34-year-old man who'd suffered a severe bleeding under the skin after pumping cocaine into his urethra.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
It led to
He ran for cover. Like he's gone. He's gone.
It led to complications that destroyed his penis, 9 fingers, and parts of his legs.
What?
Just wait, we're getting there. They fill an eyedropper or a syringe with cocaine solution and inject it into the penis, said Dr. Samuel Perry, a professor of clinical psychiatry. The man had injected cocaine before intercourse in an effort to enhance sexual performance.
They have a pill for that.
He was admitted to the hospital because his penis had remained erect for 3 days.
Oh my gosh.
I guess the pill can't do that.
3 days.
Resulting in a painful inability to urinate. The medical term for the prolonged duration is called priapism. On his 3rd day to the hospital, the man's erection suddenly subsided. Over the next 12 hours, blood leaked into the tissues of his feet, hands, genitals, back, and chest. Blood coagulation caused tissues to die over the large areas of the patient's body, and he was transferred to the burn unit of New York Hospital Cornell Medical Center. Doctors there were forced to amputate the man's legs above the knee and all but one of his fingers to stop the spread of gangrene.
Oh my god.
The patient's penis fell off.
Oh my god.
Oh, no.
My parents warned me of that growing up.
Stop that. You'll go blind.
I'm over here.
Said men who inject cocaine into the penis report that it'll give them a sexual high. Drug abuse treatment experts have previously reported external use of cocaine as a sexual stimulant. Cocaine powder is rubbed onto the surface of the genital organs by both men and women in an effort to halt premature ejaculation and improve sexual sensations. So you go, kids. Don't do drugs.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
So I guess that one too. He did not die.
So he was trying
He
to
should
put a,
want to be.
I would want to be dead at that point. Gosh.
He still took himself out of the gene pool.
yeah.
Touche.
That's true.
That is true.
So he was trying to put it on the outside, but it made its way inside.
No, he
Injected
injected it
purposely
right into
straight
his-
up in there.
Right in the main vein. Well,
You know-
I guess not vein, but
that main hole that you.
Gosh.
Looked like a Hulk, huh?
Nothing ever should
I
go
mean-
in.
He goes to the hospital after 3 days.
3 days.
I would go to the hospital after like, I don't know, 6 hours of just straight erection.
just walking around tent poling it
I'd be
everywhere.
like, there's something wrong. It
I
shouldn't last
put
this
cocaine
long.
in my penis and it won't go down.
Right?
Let's just be clear. If you have access to cocaine to put in your penis, you're probably not the most forward-thinking human.
I just want to be that nurse or the receptionist, whoever was at the hospital when he came in. And all right, what are we seeing you for? Well, I've had an erection for the last 3 days. Oh, okay. Any particular? Yeah, cocaine's in there.
in the urethra. Let's be specific.
So how did that happen? I inserted it in there.
It worked. I mean, it did exactly what I wanted it to do.
I guess the other question is how proof was the cocaine? Was it mixed with bleach? Was it, I mean...
It was mixed with
Water,
Viagra.
bleach.
Vinegar?
Viagra.
Oh, vinegar.
This one, does anyone else have one? I've got another one.
I got one for you.
Okay, let's hear it.
This one's called Plug Me In.
I don't know. No. My brain is just...
Count me out.
Win, 21, was drinking with his friends in Hanoi when he pulled out an old detonator he found. It was about 6 centimeters long and 8 centimeters in diameter, with 2 wires hanging out. Because it was old and rusty, Win said it couldn't explode. His friends disagreed. To prove his point, Win put the detonator in his mouth.
Oh
and the
my
dangling
gosh.
wires were plugged into a 220-volt electrical receptacle. Turns out, Win was wrong. The victim had little time to reflect on his mistake or whether 220 volts alone could be fatal. According to the police, the explosion blew out his cheeks, smashed his teeth, and he died on the way to the hospital.
Oh my
No
gosh.
way.
I want to know how I got these scars.
I guess he ate his words on that one.
Oh, dang.
Jeez.
Got him.
Got Win.
All right. This one's called. Well, I'm not even going to say what it's called because I don't want you to know before I do. So it is in California. A dairy worker who'd heard that bovine flatulence was largely composed of methane
Yep.
and
Poison.
is potentially explosive, decided to apply the scientific method to his theory. While one of his contended cow charges was hooked up to the milking machine, he waited for a slight tail lift, which dairy workers no signals an impeding expulsion. Generally something to avoid. Our hero struck a match. His satisfaction at seeing the resulting foot-long blue flame lasted mere seconds before the flame was subsumed by a rectal contraction. The poor Holstein exploded, killing the worker who was struck by flying femur bone.
Oh my god.
The cow exploded?
Kaboom.
Kaboom!
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah, don't do that.
That reminds me of one same show we were talking about earlier. Happened here in Tooele.
No way.
Yeah. This guy,
I think I vaguely remember this one.
he liked to put his thing in things to get off. And
As one would do.
You don't say.
he
Same.
went to the local butcher, got his hands on a cow heart, and thought it would be interesting to do that. Well, he wanted to take it to the next step and thought by hooking the cow heart up to jumper cables and a car battery, it would get it to pulse, therefore enhancing the pleasure.
Frankencow.
He ended up electrocuting himself because putting a charge to the heart, and then as soon as he put his thing in, he was done.
Dang.
Yeah.
You know, some of these deaths I'm really proud of. Really proud.
Right?
Really proud. You got one, Cam? I feel like you got one.
This one's called Crotch Rocket.
I like it. Nice.
Jeremiah.
I feel like that's the cocaine thing.
No, for real. Right? Oh, man. Jeremiah, 35, had a fun idea for a prank. Shoot a 6-inch fireworks rocket at his girlfriend as he drove by in his Ford Mustang. But before he could launch it out the window, the fuse burnt down to the ignition point, and the rocket began to ricochet around the inside of his car, finally exploding between his legs. The flash temporarily blinded him, which protected him from seeing the extent of the damage. Neighbors saw the flash and heard the explosion. They rushed toward the car to find a person on fire. They extinguished the flames to reveal a man singed from his groin to his toes, with an outline of his sandals burned onto his feet. I thought I was dead, Jeremiah told a reporter. I couldn't see, I couldn't hear, I couldn't walk. He was taken to the medical center and treated for second-degree burns. When interviewed by the reporter, he reflected on his potentially fatal encounter with rockets, raised his hairless eyebrows and said, "No more of those."
Oh my god.
So he survived, but he ain't making any more of him.
Wow.
Jeez.
That sucks.
Oh my heck. Oh jeez.
Let's see here. I'm skimming through
These
this
are
one
so
because this one's
good.
a lot. This one's really long.
There are some that are like surprisingly long.
Yeah, that's what I keep coming across ones that are really long. This one says at the very, I went all the way to the end and it says that there's a twist. So you want to just be along for the ride? This one's a long one again.
Here, you want me to give you another short one real
Yeah,
quick?
let's
This
do
one,
it.
This one looks good.
Okay.
This one's called Exploding Extortionist. Kim, nicknamed the Big Giant, was an intimidatingly large former military policeman. When he arrived at the home of a drug dealer to extort money and amphetamines, he was a much smaller man soon afterwards. He pulled the pin from a grenade to threaten the dealer, who immediately decided to give him the items he demanded. Then Kim, who had been drinking, forgot to put the pin back before slipping the grenade into his pocket. He walked to his motorbike, well satisfied with the transaction. As he climbed aboard, the grenade exploded. Whether the drug dealer recovered his cash and in what condition is still unknown.
Dang.
What's with the grenades? Who touches grenades? Just don't touch
I
them.
just don't even know how you get your hands on a grenade.
Nope, and I just don't even like to be near them.
I've heard though that you can get decommissioned grenades down at Smith and Edwards.
I don't believe it.
You don't think so?
Too risky.
All right.
Here's a quick short one.
Okay.
It's called the Utah Para Plunger.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
1999, a paraglider named Craig from Riverton in Utah decided he'd try out a new soft way of landing and splash down in a canal. The first part went swimmingly, with Craig executing a perfect landing. Unfortunately, the swimming part didn't go quite so well. Craig's parachute filled with water dragged him downstream and drowned him.
What?
Yep.
He landed in a canal with his parachute open, filled with water, and he couldn't get out.
And just away he
Boom,
goes.
he's gone.
I've got a short one.
Okay.
In
That's personal news, but hey.
Got him.
I had to.
In 1997, police in Reston, Virginia issued a statement saying that they had found the body of 22-year-old Eric Barcia, who had apparently died attempting to bungee jump off a 70-foot bridge. Eshwing commercial bungee operations, Eric had had apparently taken matters in his own hands and tied several bungee cords together. He strapped himself on securely and tied the other end to the bridge. He jumped, confident in the knowledge that he'd carefully measured out the bungee's total length, just under 70 foot. Of course, what Eric had forgotten was that bungee cords stretch.
Splat.
He gone.
I got a short one before I do a long one. This one we're along for the ride too. This one's called, no, we're just doing it again. 4 people were admitted to a hospital after a string of bizarre accidents earlier this month. This was in June of 99, by the way. Sherry was admitted with a head wound. Tim diagnosed with whiplash and chest contusions. Brian suffered a torn gum tissue, and several of Pamela's fingers were bitten off. These are the facts. When Sherry dropped off her husband for work, his first day of work, she kissed him goodbye and flashed her breasts at him. I'm still not sure why I did it, she said. I didn't think anyone would see, and besides, it couldn't have been for more than 2 seconds. Unbeknownst to her, the cab driver did see her breasts, lost control of his taxi, and careened over a curb into the corner of Johnson Medical Building, where Pamela, a dental technician, was cleaning Brian's gums.
Oh, gosh.
When the car came through the wall, Brian bit down in shock, severing 2 fingers from Pamela's right hand. Breast flasher Sherry was injured by masonry falling from the Johnson Medical Building, and in addition, in the same Los Angeles papers, it was titled Bears 2, Rams 4. Bears 2, Rams.
Wow.
Dumb joke. That's newspapers.
I like that guy.
Newspapers back in 99 were wild.
Dang.
Okay.
In 2001, a story appeared in South Idaho Press detailing the death of a man named Marco, who had been driving a van full of friends back from a day on the mountains when his brakes failed. In a truly heroic maneuver, Marco leapt from the moving vehicle before it careered off a cliff edge without telling anyone else about the brake problem first. Thankfully, one of the other passengers stepped in to save the day, managing to bring the van to a halt. They then walked back up the hill to find Marco had fatally miscalculated his cowardly leap to safety and hit his head on the pavement, killing him. No one else was injured.
Jeez.
Oh, my gosh.
All right.
No.
I think this one might be the last one. I haven't read it. It's long. We're along for the ride.
Okay.
This one's called The Bricklayer. And the accident report. So this one says, this one needs an introduction so you won't get lost at the beginning. This man was an accident at work, so he filled out an insurance claim. The insurance company contacted him and asked for more information. This was his response. I am writing in response to your request for additional information for block number 3 of the accident reporting form. I put poor planning as the cause of my accident. You said in your letter that I should explain more fully, and I trust the following detail to be sufficient. I am an amateur radio operator, and on the day of the accident, I was working alone on the top section of the new 80-foot tower. When I had completed my work, I discovered that I had, over the course of several trips up the tower, brought up about 300 pounds of tools and spare hardware. Rather than carry the now unneeded tools and material down by hand, I decided to lower the items down in a small barrel by using the pulley attached to the gin pole at the top of the tower, securing the rope at the ground level, and I went to the top of the tower and loaded the tools and material into the barrel. Then I went back to the ground and untied the rope, holding it tightly to ensure a slow descent of the 300 pounds of tools. You wrote in block number 11 on the accident report form that I weigh only 155 pounds. Due to my surprise of being jerked off the ground so suddenly, I lost my presence of mind and forgot to let go of the rope. Needless to say, I proceeded at a rather rapid rate of speed Up the side of the tower, in the vicinity of a 40-foot level, I met the barrel coming down.
Oh.
This explains my fractured skull, my broken collarbone, slowed only slightly. I continued my rapid ascent, not stopping until the fingers of my right hand were 2 knuckles deep into the pulley. Fortunately, by the time I had regained my presence of mind, I was able to hold onto the rope in spite of my pain. At approximately the same time, however, the barrel of tools hit the ground and the bottom fell out of the barrel.
Oh no.
So now,
Devoid of the weight of the tools, the barrel now weighed approximately 20 pounds.
my God.
I refer to you again to my weight in block number 11. As you might imagine, I began to rapidly descend down the side of the tower in the vicinity of a 40-foot level drop. I met the barrel coming up.
Oh my God.
This accounts for the 2 fractured ankles and the lacerations on my legs and lower body. The encounter with the barrel slowed me enough to lessen my injuries when I fell under the pile of tools. And fortunately, only 3 vertebrae were cracked.
Oh my god.
I am sorry to report, however, that as I lay here on the bed of tools, in pain, unable to stand and watching the empty barrel 80 feet above me, I again lost my presence of mind and I let go of the rope.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
How is he alive?
That's like something out of a cartoon.
That's like a Three Stooges skit.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Could you imagine being the person reading that report?
That's Wile E. Coyote holding on to us, like trying to kill
Exactly.
Roadrunner.
Holy crap.
Well,
Do you think he won? Like he got money?
he had to have, right?
I don't know. That's
Work
pretty-
injury.
Out of pity.
God, no joke.
Kick him
I'd
right
have
down.
prove it out of
Oh
pity.
gosh.
Oh my head.
Out of all the stories, what one's your favorite?
The last one.
That one.
Really?
Yeah.
Just
That one
because
was
that's
big.
so comical. I want to see that in real time.
Right? Could you imagine
bam,
watching
bam,
that?
bam, bam, like just
Oh,
he's
man.
up, he's down, buckets
I
down.
personally love the Metallica one just because in my mind I can see the drums
That's
trying to
funny,
figure
too.
this out together.
I picture who are those two?
Cheech and Chong.
Cheech and Chung. Yes, that's what I picture. But I guess they were drinking, not high. So
Either way, still funny.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed this.
This
So
was
I
great.
feel
This was
like
fun.
we could easily do
Oh, yeah.
some more of this. If you enjoyed this episode, please let us know down in the comments, especially if you have any stories yourself. Would love to use them in future episodes. Please share us, guys. It is all through you that we can do what we do here. And to be honest, a lot of our episodes, probably this one, may be demonetized. So it's all through you sharing, liking, subscribing that we are able to do this. And if you can support us monetarily, we'd greatly appreciate it. But
After the cocaine and the penis story, it's going to be demonetized.
yep,
I
probably.
don't know. Maybe they won't make it that far to check.
the shitting a brick one though, right out the gate.
I mean, this is definitely demonetized. So if you enjoy our content, please consider hitting that join button. Seriously, for less than a coffee a month, you can support this channel and what we do here. We'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you. We love you. And we'll see you here again next week.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Thanks for being part of this crowd.